How to not burn out. This is for a very specific person. This is for the person that has either been through their has been burnt out before or just can't stop avoiding the burnout or is in the middle of a period of burnout. I'm not talking to the person that needs to work harder or needs to have that work ethic. I'm not talking to the person that, has kind of discovered the magic to work and working less. But I'm talking to the person that's going through it right now, going through the ringer, experiencing the burnout, and or can sense that in the near future they're gonna experience the burnout. That's who I'm talking to. And the first principle that you need to hear is gonna really, really probably make you mad, but you need to stop working so hard. Every single successful person that I've studied over the past 5 years, a common thread that I notice is that they don't work that hard. They do work long hours, but what they're working on is not, what you would think about, right? They work on the things that actually move the needle. They work on the things that they actually enjoy doing. And then everything else that they don't want to do, they delegate it and they automate it or they just completely eliminate it. And so the reason why you feel burnt out or you're about to burn out is because the work that you do, you're working hard on the wrong things. You're doing things that you don't enjoy doing, right? That's the case for most things. In business, in art, in creating, in building, you have to do stuff that you don't want to do. But whenever you reach the level where you are able to perform and do the task, but you still force yourself to do other less important tasks just because you feel like they're important and it makes you feel productive. And that's how you burn out because then you're just spreading yourself too thin. So, what I mean by stop working so hard is accept the fact that there's things that you enjoy and there's things that you don't enjoy. So, you need to do the things that you actually enjoy doing and then give the work of doing something else that you don't enjoy to someone else because someone else might enjoy the thing that you don't enjoy. And if that's the case, then it's a win-win because you take that off your plate, you get that time back, you get that energy back, and you're giving them something that they enjoy doing while taking away something you don't. And that gives you more focus on what you enjoy, what you actually find joy in doing. So all of this is to say, you need to stop working harder. I'm not saying to stop working so much. I'm just saying to stop working hard on the things that don't matter. Do the things that matter to you and delegate and automate everything else that doesn't matter. And eliminate the things that really don't move the needle at all. Just you need to learn how to say goodbye to things without having any emotional attachment to it, You probably have different routines in your life that you just do because you feel like it feels like it's comforting, right? It feels right. It feels righteous. Like it feels like you're making progress towards something, but in reality, when you really look at it, think about the things that you do for your business or when you're creating something. How much of it is like what aspects of it do you actually have to do, like that is required, and what is optional? And everything that's optional, you can probably eliminate. Or if you really think it's somewhat important, then delegate it or automate it. Because the moment you overwhelm yourself with all these things, all these tasks to do, the less energy you will have to spend doing to invest into the actual needle moving actions, right? And that's how burnout starts. And that's how people just constantly get burnout. And that's why people complain about it all the time. It's because they're so spread thin doing everything instead of focusing on the one thing that they actually want to do. So that's the first principle. Stop working so hard on the shit that doesn't matter. The next thing is take a break. Obviously, obviously, you have to take breaks if you don't want to burn out. And the reason why people struggle with the idea of burnout is because they view the fact that they need to take breaks and have balance in their life, so-called work-life balance, in terms of the day, right? This is what Alex Ramosi was talking about. They split their work-life balance into days. So they work for 8 hours and then they have the rest of their life after work. Okay. But what if you just reframed that problem? Because it's very difficult to have that, right? It's very difficult for some people to separate their work from their life. Things happen, you have to work overtime, you got to work more, you got to fix this problem, deal with this person. You have some other issues in your life that you have to deal with, so you're not really even getting that relaxation post work. So realistically, most of the time, more often than not, you're not going to get that balance. You're not going to get the break that you're looking for in your life on a day-to-day basis. So what you need to do is actually extend it into periods, longer periods of time. So I'm talking weeks, months, years, right? You don't want to view your recovery in sprint periods, work and play, work and recovery, in terms of the split of the day. Instead, split it on like a month, right? Or a yearly basis. So maybe you work really, really hard and have very little time to rest for like a month, right? It's like a month-long sprint of just hustling. And then you have a more chill month, or you have like a span of 3 to 6 months where you're absolutely going balls to the walls, sprinting, going crazy, working super hard, staying up super late, making some sacrifices. But then you have a couple months where you're just a little bit, you call back the horses, and you just chill a little bit, and you don't work as hard because you need to recover, you need to take a break. And so when you use this frame, you don't feel the pressure to have work-life balance every single day, but rather it's work-life balance on like every other month, right? It's not this really, really high pressure thing you have to. It's not on your daily to-do list, right? It's on a monthly or yearly to-do list. And when you extend it on a longer time horizon, it becomes more realistic. It becomes like this goal that you look forward to. It's like, yeah, I'm working really hard this month and the next month, so that I can reach that point where I can just catch my breath in the next few months, So just extend the way that you view your breaks. You don't have to have a break during the day. It's maybe you have a break after a long hard week or a long hard month. That's when you get a break. So extend your time horizon, and then you will find it a lot more easy to fit in those breaks, and you'll really enjoy those breaks a lot more. You'll actually take a break instead of telling yourself that you're taking a break. And then the next thing is appreciate the small luxuries of your life, right? So when it comes to breaks, you don't need to block out time in your day to take breaks. I truly believe that there are moments biologically in our life where we can really have a break, but we choose not to have them. So the ones I can think about are, when you have meetings, like lunch meetings, right? What the fuck? Like, why would you have a lunch meeting? That's like, you're literally telling yourself, oh, I have this break in my day. It's like a half-hour break in my day to eat lunch, but then I'm just going to fill that time with more meetings that I think are productive. Come on, like, be honest. How much is actually getting done in that lunch meeting? So what I'm telling you is there's different luxuries in your life where you have the opportunity to take a break, but you choose not to. So during lunch, that's your fucking break. So take it. You don't need to have a meeting during it. You don't have to be reading or being productive during lunch. Just eat lunch. Just have a good conversation with someone. Take a break during lunch. Whenever you're driving to work, that's a break. Whenever you're driving home from work, that's a break. Whenever you're cooking, that's a break. These are all things that you view as something you have to be hyper productive while you're doing it, like multitasking, right? Because when you do these things, it feels unproductive. It feels like I have to commute to work. I should spend this time on the phone with somebody. I should spend this time listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast. But dude, literally, that time is yours, right? And because it feels unproductive, that is the most productive thing you can have. As someone that, I'm speaking to a specific person here, as someone that works really hard, right? You work really hard to achieve your goals. You naturally don't need to always be productive. You're already productive. And so if you want to really be productive, learn how to say no to things, learn how to be unproductive sometimes, learn how to feel unproductive sometimes, because that could be those experiences, like eating lunch without having a meeting, taking a drive without taking a business call, right? Those seem unproductive, but are actually very productive because they help you to recover. They help you to actually maintain your sanity, right? And the final principle I'll leave you with is work hard because of the fact that you're working hard. So I love this one. This one's one of my favorites. It's the idea behind you're not working hard for an outcome. People burn out because they work hard and they're not seeing results. They work hard and they're not seeing money. They're not making money. They're not getting famous. They're not getting followers. They're not building a brand. They're not getting impressions. They're not getting promoted. And they're still working their ass off and they're not seeing any results. And the reason why I say work hard without any, just work hard for the sake of it, is because when you're able to detach yourself from an outcome, from a material outcome, from a promotion, from making money, you're able to just work hard and that hard work becomes the goal. Working hard and doing the thing is the only reason. There's no other reason to do it. And when you reframe your work in that way, your work actually gets better. Your work actually gets better because it becomes your sole focus. You're not working so that you can have this thing. You're not working so that. You're working because you just want to work on the thing. It's hard. It's a hard reframe to have to separate yourself from outcomes. It really, really is. But if you can start to adopt at least a small part of that mindset, then you will start to realize that burning out is a lie whenever working is the goal. You can't burn out whenever you genuinely enjoy working. It's like a transcendent experience, really, whenever you reach a point where you enjoy your work so much, you just love doing it so much because it's hard, because it's that thing. You reach this level of productivity that doesn't even feel productive because you're just doing it, because your work feels like play. So you need to achieve that you have to get to that point, That's the big goal, I'd say, to be able to reach the point where you can just work and feel like so detached from the outcome that you just work and love the work, and then the outcomes will come. The goals that you want to achieve will naturally arrive to you, because when you work with the sole purpose of just working really hard, then you naturally get more from doing less. Goodbye.